Hello everybody, I'm Danny Stephen Hodges. So every once in a while, it don't seem like it happens as much as it used to, but I get these rushing thoughts. It comes from the inside of me out. And they are bad enough to keep me awake. Now, I've been knowing something today was bugging me. So, I'm going to tell y'all a few things. And, by the way, when I do get these thoughts, I have to act on them. Because this will leave me until the next time. And then it's likely to be something different then. Now, there's a few people that I'm helping on YouTube. That some of them you know about, some of them you don't know about. But I'm helping a few people. And this video is for them. But this video is also for you as just the ordinary person. And, I do know that we have people on YouTube watching us, me and Grandma and Stephen. So, here goes, y'all. How satisfied are we? How satisfied is Stephen? How satisfied is Grandma? How satisfied am I? Am I? How satisfied is William? Are we satisfied with the money that we have coming in? And I'm talking to everybody. If you're satisfied, that's good. But I ain't satisfied. I know Stephen ain't satisfied. I think Grandma might be okay. But I know William ain't satisfied. So this video here is kind of a little about making it happen. And y'all, this is just from my point of view. And understand, I am making a video too. But I'm also telling some stuff. It is very hard trying to decide where to start. Because this is a big thing, y'all. And I'm not necessarily talking about YouTube. I'm talking about anything. Like, are you satisfied and content that you where you want to be? I heard my mama say before, life is hard. And life is hard, y'all. I don't know too many people that just don't have to think or worry about nothing. And I'm trying to figure out what to say without stepping on any toes, Well, I'm talking about YouTube now. There's no limit on YouTube, y'all. The money is unlimited. It's how far do you want to take it, And like I say, this ain't pertaining to this YouTube. This is going and buying 100-pound bag of peanuts and boiling peanuts and sacking them up and selling them. This is cutting firewood, and I've done that before too. I've done all kind of stuff. But we, and I know this sounds bad, y'all, but y'all already know this. If it just ain't gonna come to you without trying. You got to put some effort there. And I'm really trying hard, talking to Stephen and Tammy. But Tammy, she's working. She can't. Me and her can't go around and do the needed footwork. And here's the difference between me and a lot of people. Now, I know this. I will spend money to make money. Y'all remember I told you I went to the bank and borrowed $1,000? And I told the banker lady that, I was going to build these souped up computers and sell them. And it was a success, y'all. And, I didn't ever tell y'all the end of that story. I had done got to making some money. Right here at home. Right here in the bedroom. And I was in that roofing business, but I done pretty well quit for 4 or 5 years. I'm just somebody get tired of something. The money don't matter. I'll get tired of something. But I was doing that computer stuff, which was fun and new and exciting. And I told Tammy, I said, what I'm going to do, Tammy, is I'm going to open up a computer store. And I said, what I'll do is I'll run an ad in the paper and just fix leaks a little along. I was a roofer, and I was good at that, fixing leaks. That's what separates the men from the boys, is the ones that can fix the leak the first time. But I put that little ad in the paper, and then I just got swamped with calls. And the roofing money's about 10 times more than the computer money. And I just started slow, and I trying to hold people back from bribing me. Want me to do the whole roof, and I didn't want to do it. But I got snookered back into that, and then all my computer dream just flew out the window. Can't do both, Like I say, I was just going to go fix leaks. 1 or 2. A couple of hours here and there. Because it don't usually take long to fix a leak. Okay, enough of that. Y'all understand what I'm saying. So, y'all ever seen somebody that worked for somebody else? And they were so good that they could have quit and done that for themselves. I bet you everybody on here knows somebody like that could do the work that they just get an hourly wage, and they could go do it for themselves and make triple the money. I met a guy like a year ago. He's pretty young, and I went and put an antenna up for him. And I got to talking to him, and I didn't know at the time. But he had just got out of prison. And he wasn't a criminal. He wasn't one of them kind of prisoners. He was like a drinking and driving kind of thing, just kind of wild, a youngin'. But, and this has been 1 year, y'all. He's done saved $20,000. And I mean, he has it. He has it. It ain't somewhere tied up. He has it. So I talked to him and everything. But he done it himself. I'm just telling him a few things that I learned. But he's actually doing it himself. Man, I'm just kind of randomly talking. And there's this old man. Now look, he knocking on the front door. And he kind of out the front door, and he's kind of talking in this kind of pitiful like voice. He said, you want to buy some cornmeal? So he knew how to do, y'all. You know, I think the cornmeal bag was $1. He ground his own cornmeal. And anyway, he left and everything, and I was asking Tammy about him, because he told me he was. And I was asking Tim about him, and I might have said this. I looked at his wife was out in the car. She's driving him around. And I asked Tammy about him. I said, what's the deal, She said, that man's rich. And, that's a likely story, y'all. And, I know up there at that church Tammy used to go to up there, not the one she's going to now, but the other one up there. I know for a fact a man gave $50,000 to the church. Matter of fact, they found, years later they got disabled, and they called over here. They knew about Tammy. And they was wanting to pay somebody to go sit with them. And they was going to hook them up, Whoever went, Tammy didn't go. I mean, Tammy, we had young as own, Tammy's life's more important here. But whoever went over there and stayed with them, they didn't want just anybody. They wanted to pick who they wanted to go over there and see it with them. And I know I'm getting kind of crazy here, but when I was 16, I worked for this crippled man. My daddy knew him. I mean, he knew of him. And that man had a station wagon. And it's full of quilts, and he had almost everything in that thing. It was unbelievable what all he had in that station wagon. And I drove him around. He had a route he'd go to like every Saturday, selling stuff. And he would, if you needed something other, he'd let you give him $2 or $5 or whatever. And then on his route, he'd swing by there, and you could give him a little bit of money or not give him nothing. And that was a trip doing that right there. There's this black man. We went by his house and he was drunk. And them two got in an argument. And I was sitting there in the car, 16 or 17 years old. And then this man was crippled. I mean, he wasn't playing. This man sitting in the car that's crippled. He hit the man. And that black fella had slop. He done been up all night long drinking. He had slopper hanging right down from the center of his bottom lip. But it would not fall off. It would just hang there. And the black man reached in there and kissed him. Then the old man got mad. They like to have a fight right here, y'all. But anyway, I thought I was going to have to get out, because, the way the man sounded, they sounded like he's fit to hurt him, but he didn't. Anyway. So that man done that, and there's a lot of y'all that make stuff and sell it. And there's some people on YouTube that make stuff and sell it too. You might not hear them saying a whole lot about it because YouTube don't like it all that good. They don't mind you selling nothing, but they don't want you using them to do it, So a long time ago, Grandma, me and my brother go in there, and she'd had a newspaper. She had her a light right there, at the head of the bed. She'd cut that light off on and read the newspaper, and she'd always go in there and read Dear Abby to us. Most of the time it's Dear Abby. And how some stuff stick with you. And there's this woman asked, she's asking Dear Abby about she's wanting to go back to school. And this woman was, like over 55 years old. And she had this big old long message talking to Dear Abby and talking about am I too old to go back to school and all that, And I remember Dear Abby's answer. And I've actually used her answer a few times in my life. The Dear Abby simply answered, how old will you be in 2 years if you don't go? Y'all see what I'm saying? So, I was out there 25, 30 years ago planting trees. And there was a man over there when I was planting them. He's talking about like, how long it's going to take them to grow. And it was actually right, but he's kind of thinking about why bother? And it's these big old trees that I've got in my yard now. So if I had listened to him and never planted them, I would have never had them. Oh, I know a man and a woman. They both disabled, and the disabled money, from what I understand, the disabled money ain't all that much money. As a matter of fact, I know some that I don't see how they live. But him and his wife got him a paper route. And the guy, he hates the paper route. He used to make big money. He was a certified mechanic, but he can't do that stuff no more. But they can ride around with his wife and argue and fuss doing the paper route thing. And it opened up new life for them. They got him a camper and took it down there to the sportsman club. When I was down there, I seen them down there on the bank. They had them a landing out there, and they was fishing. So you think of the woman that's wanting to go back to school. You think of the man about the trees. I was never gonna make it in the roofing business. If you can ask my old friends, Now my sister-in-law, I told her I was going. I was 20 years old. She busted out laughing in my face. But I was going to go into the roofing business. I went doing it for 3 months and decided I was going to go into the roofing business. I didn't even know. You know, I had that drive about me. So, I done it, y'all. I like to put them out of business here in Dublin before it's over with. You know, I could have just stayed at that meat market where I was at. I had been, you know, my daddy was a meat cutter. He was a market manager. And he taught me all that stuff. And he told me one day, he said, you need to get out of the meat cutting business. That's another story, but it's to do with box beef. You used to have to cut a whole cow up. You don't have to do that no more. If you need hamburger stuff to make hamburger meat, you can just order just hamburger meat. If you need a ribeye loin, you can just order just that. So there's not really no skill in being a meat cutter no more. All you got to do is just be able to slice something. And it made the wages go down, y'all. So there was no future in cutting meat. Used to be a kind of big thing to be a meat cutter, but not no more. Y'all heard me? Well, you might not have heard me. But you see on YouTube like I do, you see somebody trying to make a video, ain't even got a tripod. They're trying to put a starter on a car or something and hold the camera in one hand and put the starter on with the other hand, which you can't do. Like, they want to make money, but they don't want to buy you can get a $20 tripod. Trust me, I got one. But if things are so bad, if you're so tight that you don't want to buy a $20 tripod, there's probably a pretty good chance you ain't gonna make it. So what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit more stuff, but we are limiting ourselves. Yeah, it's us is the problem. Hey, y'all, Tammy, she knows I got to know how to make a YouTube work. And she was after me for a long time to get back going. And I don't even know that I would have started back if it wasn't for Tammy, you know, staying on me. You know, I was really dissatisfied I wasn't even thinking about starting back. I was up and Stephen, but I still wasn't even thinking nothing about doing it for myself, you know, getting back in it. Like, y'all, I'm just talking off the top of my head. But, like, the biggest thing with YouTube, and I'm jumping all around, y'all, but I'm actually talking about YouTube now. The biggest thing is you can't let your content get to be boring. You got to think of new stuff to do, and you got to do it. Or you can just sit there, keep sitting at the kitchen table, making videos at the kitchen table. Or you can get out there and make it happen. I can't sit here and tell tell you all the ways you can make money. But it's out there. You see all the other people. My daddy said, he said, some people's doing real good. And this ain't talking about YouTube. He said, some people does real good. He said, the other half of the people, they don't do all that good. I think he was right, you know. I seen some of the stuff y'all make and stuff. And y'all are really talented. There's a man that fishes, making videos fishing. And you know, he's got a bunch of subscribers, about 80,000 subscribers. And somebody told me about it. And I heard her talking about him 2 or 3 times, and she don't get it, you know, about the guy going out there and just fishing. Said, why does people want to say that? Just the same old thing. And I actually know why they want to say that same old thing. Like the fishing video he comes out with this week, he might come out with 2 or 3 this week. Or next week, whatever. He might come out with 2 or 3 videos this week. But the videos he comes out with will be current. They will be right now. They won't be fish he caught 2 years ago. They'll be fish he caught right now. And there's a lot of people that wants to go do what he's doing. And they learning. Or she don't care about learning. There's a lot of people that does care about learning. And he's built a channel just on reeling in fish. He really ain't even got no great personality, but and I guess you don't have to be, as long as you're doing what people like. You see videos about people selling on eBay, and they making you think that you could just get rich selling these lamps and stuff. Y'all, it ain't gonna happen. They lying. They making a video. Is what they doing is making a video. If everything was so great, they wouldn't even have time to make no video. You know, go to Goodwill and then look at something on there and then look it up on your phone and decide you're going to put it on eBay and sell it and make $4. No. You wind up with so much stuff, you have to have a storage building that you're paying so much a month to sell something for $10 on eBay. No. I tell you what is good about eBay. Whatever you're selling can't be $4 or $5. It has to be a money item. You ain't gonna make no bunch of money on eBay selling $5 items. Don't even waste your time. Don't even think about it. But if you can come up with money items, you can make money. You know, something $100 or more. And you know what, y'all? When I know this from living 62 years, when we think about making money, we think about us working. Go, start some cleanup business and go clean up houses. Us working. Labor. But actually the best kind of working in the world is work when you ain't working. Making money when you ain't working. When you working with your brain. And y'all, it's like what I was telling Stephen about YouTube. It's out there. It ain't that nobody ain't treating me right. It's out there, boy. It's up to you whether you want to go get it. So y'all, when I started the roofing business, I actually worked for a big time contractor. And what that actually means is I didn't have to go hunt work. He give me all the work. I worked for him, basically. I mean, I was my own company. But my company worked for his company. There's a lot of that, y'all. So I done that for, I think, 6 months. And in the meantime, I put me some signs on my truck, put my phone number. People kind of got to calling me a little bit, from around here and other cities too, because I worked all over the place. And then the man done something that made me mad. I mean, I quit, And, so I mean, there I am completely on my own. Again. And me and Tammy worked at the wool mill. Where, where Mama worked at, then, I'm talking a pretty long time ago. And me and Tammy started baling pine straw. So I would roof houses when I had them to roof. And then when I wasn't roofing, I would go bale pine straw. And Tammy would come work a little while. In the morning time, she worked Tammy worked 12 to 8. But she'd come work a little while, and then she had to go home and go to bed. And we had a goal. And what we would do $150 worth. And that ain't today's money. But when we went, I don't remember how many bales it was we had to get, but we could do it. And then we would drive over there to this place and sell it, to this man. But that was our goal. Well, we hated doing that, y'all. But we wasn't like today's young'uns. So, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. When you ain't got the money, you don't go crying to your mom and daddy that you ain't got no money. And we didn't. We didn't even think about it. So, roof business finally picked up, and I didn't want to get too strung out on this roofing thing and all that. But, I finally got where I didn't have to do that no more. And something happened over there where Tammy works at. She quit the wool mill. But, she made more baling pine straw. But she done that for a little while, she... like I say, you're thinking outside the box, see. So Tammy hired a couple of people to help her, see. Instead of her just sitting over there doing it by herself. She hired some people to help her. Anyway, she she finally quit and went and got, a job where it wasn't hot and all that, But, we done what we had to do to survive. We didn't sit home it wasn't easy then, y'all. We've had our lights probably cut out a couple times. I think one time might have been by accident. Well, I know it was. One time it was by accident. But anyway, you heard me say before, I was down and I worked my way back. I did, So, there's ways to make income. And you probably don't have to do a lot. In other words, you don't have to make a bunch of money. Like just say $600 a month. If you got $600 more a month coming in than what you had, $600 a month will pay some bills. It'll pay the light bill. And it'll buy some groceries. So when I was young, I had these goals. I set goals. And I broke every goal I had. Like quick. But my goals wasn't high, y'all, because I was so far down. Me and Tammy was so far down. Like, one of my goals was just to be able to pay our bills. How about that for a goal? Just to be able to pay your bills. Now, I ain't telling you to go be no Walmart greeter. But you see the elderly folks doing that. A lot of them ain't doing it for the money, y'all. But the money's nice. But they want to do something. And I think that's a good thing. I know a man that worked at the paper mill, and even if you're not high up on the chain at the paper mill, you still make pretty good there. But this particular man was high up on the chain. He retired, got all his 401k money, ain't no telling what he's got. And he works at a hardware store, part-time. Got a house here in Dublin, but also got a house up there at Lake Sinclair too, where he can go fishing. And he likes to go over and work at that hardware store 2 or 3 days a week. So, I'm going to backtrack over something that, like I told y'all the other day on the video. I just sell one item on eBay now. But I used to sell quite a few of, antennas. You could buy it like this, or you could buy it like that. You could buy it with a booster, or you could buy a kit and put it together. Well, because I show them how to do it, But, I quit all that. And people's telling me all the time, I tell you how you can make more money. I ain't got too much problem with making more money. But I don't want to be working for more money. Y'all understand that? I don't want to be like just, I ain't even got time to go fishing or go down to the sportsman club. I don't want to be, y'all know what I'm saying. So I'm about to wrap it up here, y'all. But I thought of one more guy. I'm friends with his daddy. This might not be something you want to do yourself. It's kind of a young man's game, but I'll tell you what it done, and he's making so much money, it's pitiful. And he started from nothing, and he started making it quick too. I got this buddy I went to school with. He's got a son that lives in Eatonton, Georgia. That's where Lake Sinclair and Lake Oconee is, and Lake Oconee is kind of pretty well high class people. And I mean high class money wise is what I mean. This class don't make very much difference to people like me, y'all. I don't care. You probably don't neither. But I'm talking about money wise, high class. And he started this cleaning up business, is what his daddy used to do up there. And when they was building these houses or something, he'll be the one to go in there and clean it up, and scrape the stickers off of the windows and clean up, do whatever they want to clean, whatever they want to do. And he got 7 or 8 people working for him. I see him on Facebook every now and then. He pays them $20 an hour. So, if you are 20 years old, you can just step in there making $20 an hour tomorrow. And I see him on there begging for help all the time. And then, you know what he done then? He went and bought him some kind of a rig where he can start making docks, building docks for people. Bought this thing, hammer posts in the ground, and build docks. Then he started building seawalls. If you don't know what a seawall is, it's where you lay blocks around the edge of your property where the water's sloshing up there to keep them from washing your property away, and it will do it without a seawall. And then they also go and repair seawalls. And this guy, my buddy I went to school with, his daddy told him the secret recipe. And son, he went up there and done it. So y'all, I can sit here and tell you about stuff, but I can't tell you what to do. But I do know this right here. There's no limit for what you can do. Some of you might not can do nothing. And some might not want to do nothing. And that's okay if you, hey, I understand if you're doing not what you want to do. Believe me, I get it. But a lot of people, they just don't know. They just don't realize if you don't get started, you're never going to get started. And you have to do like what I tell Stephen. You gotta be creative. You gotta think. You gotta do what it takes. It don't matter what it is. You gotta do what it takes. So I'm gonna leave you with this one last thing here. And a bunch of you is old enough to know what I'm saying right here, right now, what I'm fitting to say. It ain't what you make. It ain't what you make, y'all. If it ain't gonna do nobody no good to make money, if you're gonna spend it just as fast as you can get it, and you're trying to figure out something you're gonna buy. Y'all know that. I ain't telling you nothing new. But you don't have to have a lot if money don't burn a hole in your pocket. I'm somebody, I don't buy very much stuff. And Tammy don't buy nothing. I had to get on to her about, go get you some clothes. Cause she just don't, that, she's not the kind that's got the closet full of shoes. That just don't, that just ain't her, She's just old plain and simple country girl. And sitting down here with me, watching TV and really kind of doing nothing is what she likes to do. Oh yeah. I hope I didn't aggravate nobody and get no bad comments. But I guess we'll see y'all next time. All right, bye-bye.